What's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles welcoming you to another edition of Lyles Figure Files. It's Thursday, back at it as usual, and lots of fun stuff I want to break down and talk about. I'm starting to go through, I guess, what we consider some of the candidates for figures of the year. So I finally opened up the Marvel Legends Hawkeye with the Sky Cycle. So much fun. Done the orb, just shot him today, even though he's not really a candidate for figure of the year. But it was a lot of fun, a lot more fun than I was expecting. And since we're here for a new week, let's see what's up with everybody else here. Blake, what up, Jeff? And the Figure Files fam. Jamlin Parks, hey, hey, hey. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. That smoke Grover Washington up in here. Exactly. 80s kid from the 90s. Yo, that Rex from Hot Toys looks superb. I'm with you. That thing looks like it needs to find a space on my Star Wars Clone Wars era display. Smooth. And smoke too. I'm with you on either way on it. James Green, what's up, action figure family? What's up, James? 80s kid from the 90s. Hey, Ryan Daly, what's good, everybody? What is good? Northern Nomads in the building. Got the knives out. We're doing our thing. So let's jump into it. There's a lot. Oh, but first, what y'all get this week? I have the Soundwave Transformers red figure in hand, and I was in a long line at Ross trying to debate if I wanted to get it. This Ross had two of the Ray lightsabers, the FX ones, and I know a lot of people have been looking for them. I do not need that. So I was like, oh, look, cool. They've got her. They've got her lightsaber. This Ross also had some DC multiverse figures. They had the Gotham Knights Robin, whatever their 40th version variant of Wonder Woman. They had the Green Arrow from Injustice 2 in color, not in color, whatever their grayscale version of figures is. So they got them. And I think, no, that wasn't all I got. I didn't get anything there. Excuse me, but I did take advantage finally of the Black Friday / Cyber Monday / all December, all November sales, and finally got the Ronin from the Guardians of the Galaxy. Really liked how their figures look, so I can't wait to break them down and do a full reveal and full review of him. So I'm looking forward to that. Now I can get the Clone Wars Anakin. You can, 80s kid. Stacy Hatch, what's going on? Hey there, Jeff. Good evening, everyone. It's good to see you, Stacy. I feel like we haven't seen you in a couple of weeks. Hope you're doing well. 80s kid, I'm getting Spirit Iron Knife. You better. He's great. Blake, Jeff, are you feeling like Thanos tonight? What about the figure world? Would you snap? So many things. And let me make sure I can show you the newest one that my wife got me. It's even got the gauntlet. That's cool, right? So it's like, man, you can actually do the whole snap. Love that. So I don't know, I'm kind of feeling in a pretty peaceful, happy place with the action figure world as of this week. There are a lot of things from a lot of companies that I collect their lines, and for the most part, they didn't disappoint me. So I was like, I'm in a good place this week. And this is a rarity as a figure collector because it's always something to dislike. Maybe the one thing is that I need to reconfigure my figure room. And I think I figured it out. I got these medium, let's say chest high shelves, 3 rows, and I got them in the middle of the room. And I had my Simpsons display from Playmates, had them on one of them. And on the second one, I had my Transformers. So my top one, I had the War for Cybertron, the Kingdom, the Legacy, G1 characters. On the second shelf, I have my Transformers Masterpiece figures. And on the bottom shelf right now, it's a little bit of a catch-all. So I've got my Black Series Hoth Snowspeeder. I've got my custom 12-inch G.I. Joe figures. So in keeping with the theme and doing what I should have done when I started this, I'm moving the Simpsons. I'm taking them out and putting them, I'm adding shelves to my figure room's closet to actually make use of that space. And I'm going to put the Simpsons on there. and I figured they'll work on that just fine. Then I'll use that second shelf as my G.I. Joe Classified Series display, so I can have G.I. Joe Transformers facing against each other. So I think that'll be fun to do. And the shelves have enough space that I can get some risers and really do some creative fun stuff with it. So I'm probably going to start that this weekend. I put most of my Cobra Army builders on one section of it. I started moving some of the Simpson shelves, the ones that could fit on one row that's already existing in the closet, and was like, oh, this looks good. And now I've got so much more space, so much more room for army builders for Cobra. So probably a bad thing for my collection, but I am really looking forward to putting this together and breaking it all down. I'll probably need to shoot a video so you all can see the before and after. Let's see what's up with everybody else. Darth Gutierrez, what's going on, my friend? 80s Kid says my new go-to store is affiliated with Entertainment Earth. I won't be shopping at Big Bad Toy Store for a while. Oh no. Green Man, sup, Jeff? Ham Purple Blue Peace. I wonder why the emoji's not showing up on you, Green Man. Although it's ironic that you have the purple emoji, right? Ryan says, in the last 2 weeks, I got all 3 of the main Legacy Insecticons. Yes. Where did you get, is it Shrapnel? Because on the DMV figure board that I frequent, someone was actually looking for them. And last time I went to Walmart, they had them, but I haven't been looking much at all. I do think it's really ironic that I just assume the first time that I saw Braun was going to be the only time. And every time I've gone to Target since then, I see him on the shelves, no problem. So my worries, my fears and concerns were for naught. It's nice that everybody who wants Braun can get him, but my FOMO was strong that day. But I'm happy to have him. Excuse me. So you pre-ordered Rumble and Frenzy. Nice. Only G1 Season 1 characters I need are Bumblebee. Seriously. Gears and Windcharger. And I get so annoyed with this because I don't know, with the dude having the number 2 role in the Transformers movie to the point where he even gets a spinoff, I don't know why Hasbro does not have G1 Bumblebees cranking out all the time. It just seems like if you're going to keep rotating characters in, if you're going to give us Shot Up in the Arc, Prowl, and Ironhide, we need a Bumblebee, and we need to have him like every other year, a new Generation 1, whatever your modern Transformer line that's throwing back to the 80s. He needs to be in constant rotation. And we haven't had Gears. We haven't had Windcharger. We need those guys. I mean, we need another Hound. I'm looking at this repaint that's tan. I'm like, see, I just need a regular old school Hound. Make this happen. So really happy to get Ratchet finally. You have Ratchet. And, I need Soundwave too. So because I definitely need him. That's not counting the Dinobots or Constructicons. You got to consider them. But I mean, with the Constructicons, you got to assemble them, right? You've got Devastator on the shelf. Devastator. You don't have them all 6 Constructicons. You got them all towering, ready to destroy. Dan Ruiz, what's up? I'm doing awesome, man. We're almost at Friday, and after this week of work, I absolutely need it. I have a huge haul update for the month, but it would take a couple of comments. I will say this. I got so lucky, got the 3 Spideys from No Way Home. Very good. I've seen one. I've seen the Tobey Maguire one. I think he's the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. His figure sculpt looked pretty good. The likeness looked really good. Again, I feel bad for everybody who got that 3-pack of Spider-Man No Way Home figures without the swappable head sculpts, because I figured, and Hasbro said we're going to do it later. Now it's just kind of a mess for everyone that has to double dip and get these guys for the alternate head sculpts now. Collected Disconnect. Yo, yo, yo. What's going on? 80s Kid. Yo, Jeff, did you see the new Toys R Us? I did. They got everything, man. That's what happens when Toys R Us returns. And not soon enough. Brent Dash, what's up, Thursday Night Crew? What's up, Brent? Robert's Infinite Realms. Hey, Jeffrey, you're Power Ranger today. No way. No. It's all about the gauntlet. I don't hate the Power Rangers. I wonder which one I would get. Blue, black, which one? I mean, I know everybody would say red, or maybe white and green for the coolest one, but probably go with green. Collected Disconnect. Nice, Jeff. I really want to get into those Simpson Playmates. Just got into the old Mezco Family Guy figs. I can't say enough about the Playmate Simpson figures. They were so well done. The only thing was the kids were sculpted a little bit too tall, so they're not poorly scaled. It's just midway through they started sizing down the kids, so some of them look much smaller than they should compared to the teens that they started off with. I wouldn't have cared if they stayed at that same scale, but then it got a little bit weird with the scales later on. But really great line. There's still some figures I wish they had made, or some characters they made in the figure form. Maud Flanders definitely comes to mind. Dietrich Tatum is another one, but you know, all in good time, right? Henry G, hey now, what's the word, Jeff? What's up, man? The word of the day is thankful. There's only one more day of this week left. Lefty Two Lions BK, good evening, LMF crew. What's up, man? Jamelin, did I hear somewhere that they are releasing an 86 Bumblebee? Man, it won't be soon enough. I hope so. And because it's like my collection feels really weird. I've got Cliff Jumper. They've even done a variant of him. And I'm like, but I still need Bumblebee. I mean, this is ridiculous. I've got Spike. I can't do my Transformers, the movie. Oh, shoot. Without Bumblebee. I mean, it's ridiculous. 80s kid, yes, that would be awesome if they did. Tom Finn 2018. I got the Mayflex Starlight from Hobby Link Japan for $42. Now, that's a Black Friday deal. That's the only thing I bought. That was a really good deal. Starlight looks great. Thanos! DJ Jedi, what's up, Jeff? Happy holidays. Happy holidays to you, too. If you started getting the decorations up, is your music nonstop Christmas themed Motown Christmas rolling? Because it's about to be on probably tomorrow as I start pulling out the Christmas stuff to go outside, get the inflatables ready, doing the damage, and getting everything looking a lot like Christmas. Green Man says, man, Nebula should have gotten the gauntlet at the end and become the new threat. MCU dropped the ball in so many ways. Really? I don't know. I like Nebula's role in the MCU, even though in the comic book, she definitely was like all over the place, a super major Avengers villain. And that could have been interesting, but maybe that's something they could do in a what if episode. That may be a way they could go with it. So for all its comic book heads who want to see that Infinity Gauntlet really reenacted, that could be a way to do it. But I liked her arc through the MCU. I'm happy with what they did with her. Collected Disconnect. I bought my first Super 7 Simpsons figures. More on sale for $25. I'll play the long game and try to get the whole roster, but in their original looks, no crazy variants. Exactly. Roberts, just kidding, Jeff. I got a $5 Dusty Ross designed Iron Man and Harold Galactus Thor from Ollie's. I was going to pass with the thought that might be last chance. And the Harold Thor figure is surprisingly a really good figure. That was one where I was like, I only want this for the Build-A-Figure piece, but I actually kind of like it. It's a cool variant to have on the shelf. Definitely stands out. I'm trying to figure out which way to go with it. Do I put them on the Super Cosmic shelf? Do I put them on the Thor shelf with all of the Thor figures? And it's wild as a Marvel Legends collector to have a Thor shelf or Thor/Iron Man shelf where they're both sharing shelf space because there's so many of them. Northern Nomad just ordered McFarlane DCMV Supergirl Rebirth for $10 on the Target app. That's crazy. That figure is already that cheap. And I don't know. I think if they had done her properly, she wouldn't have been discounted so quickly. Daniel says, I got that exclusive casting for $22. Really great price. Luke and Grogu for $17. Omega for $16. And did a buy two, get one free at GameStop. Nice. New Daredevil, the new R2-D2, amazing upgrade, and got the classic McFarlane Riddler. You made a good haul. I went to GameStop today, and it was just kind of like, wow, okay. But this is my GameStop that kind of is spotty. They might have a rare Transformer figure or a random Transformer figure, but they don't have like the collection that some of the other GameStops have where it's like, oh man, you've got like a whole wall essentially of figures wrapped around your little kiosk, little island display. So this one is just like we'll see what happens when I go in there, but I'm never really expecting all that much. Ryan says, I got kicked back at Walmart, shrapnel and bombshell at Target, 2 different trips. Nice. Jacob the Wrestling Fan, I am, whoa. Oh, I have been waiting for this. So I have that on my agenda really soon. And for sure, I'll be talking about the Power Town Ultra Wave 2 lineup. I've got lots of thoughts on that. Jamelin, I got annoyed when I couldn't get a Siege Bumblebee for a decent price. Plus, I think his robot mode could be better. So I have a Masterpiece Bee on my shelf right now. The Masterpiece Bumblebee is great. It's a really great figure. 80s Kid says Hot Toys is already a win for 2024 regarding Star Wars. You say 2024, but normally some of those figures we're seeing that we're expecting to get in 2024 are going to find their way coming out in 2025. Robert says, yeah, my problem is my Thor shelf is colliding with my Cap shelf because they share a shelf. I'm going to need to renovate. Yeah, it's funny because it's like, and then I have like a Hulk half a shelf. So somewhere in there, the main 4 Avengers, at least on movie wise, have all these different variants. And now they're demanding a whole shelf to themselves. And I'm kind of like, how did this happen? You kept buying figures, but I don't know, maybe some magical elves came through and just started putting all these figures on the shelf. What do you guys do when you start finding out, like, hey, I'm running out of shelf space in places to put new shelves? Do you start going, I just want one version of Captain America, one Thor, one Iron Man, and the rest go into a bin, and maybe I'll rotate them? Or do you just try to make it all work? Do you just cram them all in the shelf and just hope for the best? Green Man, kind of annoyed that I have to part swap that Supergirl, but I just know Todd will make a better one soon, judging from the new soups and Wonder Woman. What are you going to do to part swap that Supergirl? I'd love to know your recipe. Ryan, oh, by the way, I finally caved out a few Indiana Jones figures during Pulse's sale. Got Temple of Doom Indian Short Round and the Deluxe Indy with Golden Idol. Nice. Have they arrived to you yet? I did get my Pulse or Cyber Monday, Cyber 35 Pulse items. So I got my Commander Rogers, Karnak. Who else did I get from that? Oh, Egghead and Crossfire. I was very happy to get those figures. I think it broke down to $17.25 per figure. And Amazon still has some of these guys for that price, a little bit more, like $17.49. It's wild to see Amazon because I feel like every day the prices are switching back and forth with these figures. So it's really hard to get a gauge on which ones I need to get right now or which ones I can wait a couple weeks, maybe wait a little bit longer. Still waiting on my West Coast Avengers set to arrive. I don't know what's going on with that. It's delayed, but hopefully it'll get here next week. Dana, my local toy store had a sale with some Marvel figures were $5 each. I got Arcade, Captain Marvel 2019, Omega Sentinel, The Hood, and Professor X House of M. That figure is literally a black box. Yeah, it's that House of M wave it's definitely one that's kind of making me go, do you guys need a shelf? Do you guys need space on my Marvel Legends shelf? Because, it started off kind of intriguing, and then they had a whole wave, and I was like, oh, this is kind of neat. But now, still not a fan of what's gone down with the House of X and all those good things. G Brew, my 4 Horsemen, Headless Horseman came yesterday, as well as a Hessa-era Godzilla. I hope I said it, Hessa right. Today I got Retro Snake Eyes, nice. Roblox, Spirit, Buzzer, and Valor's Eclipse. Oh, and a War Gray one. Now I have no money to see all figure collectors after these Black Friday, Cyber Monday sales. Is like, wow, how soon is payday again? 80s Kid, I need to start clearing out stuff I don't need anymore. I'm with you. Jacob says, great to hear. Good lineup. Wave 1 was stronger, though. Also, what are thoughts on CM Punk coming back to WWE? I will remind me when I start the Power Town segment because I do have thoughts on that, too. DJ Jedi, don't sleep on FYE if you have one in your hood. I scored a Marvel Legends Quake Army Builder and Spider-Verse Jessica Drew, both on clearance for $10 each. Way better deals in person than their online offerings. DJ Jedi, I haven't been to FYE since they started charging $35 for Marvel Legend figures. But now that I know they've got stuff on clearance, I may actually start going back because I was like, there is no need to walk the extra steps in this corner of the mall to go to FYE, only to laugh at the pricing of their figures. But I'm glad to see they got stuff back on clearance again. Tom Finn 2018, didn't know Power Town Ultra 2 had been announced. I'm in for a full set. Jeff, my store has tons of Hush Batman figures. 80s kid, that's the great thing about McFarlane figures. They tend to stock pretty well when they arrive. And, they have a nice long time on the shelf before they're gone, maybe just resorting to Amazon, Entertainment, or BBTS. But I feel like if you really want a figure, you can get it outside of the Walmart figures. But I mean, Targets will have them on shelves, GameStop will have them. And if you don't pick them up within what I would consider a reasonable amount of time, 2, maybe 4 months, then it's kind of like, well, I didn't want it that bad, but you can still pick them up later. Just have to, you won't be able to see them in hand. Daniel, finally, retro White Vision from Ross. I did see a retro Loki while I was at Ross, not Lost, only loss of money when I go to Ross nowadays. McFarlane Luther in the blue suit. Havoc from the Bone Breaker, finished the bath, nice. I do like that Build-A-Figure once he was all together. I was kind of salty about some of those figures I needed to get to put them together, but actually having Bone Breaker, having more of the Reavers together is like, this is cool. Let's get some more of these guys. I got the MCU Ironmonger 2-pack for $40. That was a good deal too. G-Brew, I usually choose my favorite of the characters that aren't my absolute favorite characters and trade or give away figures I no longer need, which is where nearly all of my brother's X-Men came from. That was smart. DJ Jedi, does that Secret Invasion Nick Fury head fit on the new Commander Rogers sculpt? Great idea on that. They're going to do a comic-based Nick Fury Jr. kit bash. Is Nick Fury Jr. still around in the comics? I feel like he was everywhere for a while. Then all of a sudden, yeah, we don't need this guy anymore. Let's get rid of him. Renegade Biker 24. Hey there, all. I'm supposed to get some figures from Hasbro Pulse tomorrow morning, but I'm very frustrated with Pulse and sending out figures after the retail stores get their stock. Well, that's the thing with Pulse, and it's almost the best part because you can wait on them. So if you're pre-ordering a bunch of stuff, and it's like, oh man, I've got something coming from BBTS, Target, Walmart, GameStop, I don't even remember where else. The Pulse pre-orders are going to just sit back collecting dust while everything else is showing up. You'll go to the stores and see those figures. Now, what you could always do is just cancel them, the order at Pulse after you see it in stores, especially if you see them with windowed packaging so you can pick out and choose the best version of the figure. But I find Pulse is really helpful for me because that way I don't have to be like, oh man, I've got to get this figure I see right now on the shelf in front of me. It's like, no, let's save that money for later whenever the Pulse pre-order finally clicks in. Jamelin says, with most characters, I just try to find my ideal version to represent them. But I have several versions of a few, like Batman, Wolverine, Wonder Woman, and Hulk. The funny thing with me with Wolverine and Batman to a lesser extent, his characters or his figures look differently and different enough from each other that I don't feel like I just have slight variations of the same character. I guess that's true for Thor. The Iron Man, I can go, well, you guys are all kind of using the same mold, but I love that stealth Iron Man. And it's just, hey, you guys can sit on here because you've got different armors for Tony to choose from. Tom Finn, I'm definitely on Team Punk. He's old school. He would fit in perfectly during the territory days. I wonder, I feel like maybe his attitude would have annoyed some of the old heads, but maybe he would have fit in. Ren Rock 80s Rants and Real Talk. What up, though? It's been a mini happy holiday. It's been a minute. Happy holidays to everyone. Hope you're having a good early holidays too. It's definitely holiday season and it's kicked off great. I need to start watching a few more of those Netflix Christmas specials and get them going. G-Brew, I've been purging stuff for space, mostly books I impulse bought and actually had no intention of reading most of them. My local used bookstore ended up with them. Burlington Coat Factory had Legends for $8. The few times that I've gone to Burlington since folks have been finding figures there have not been fruitful. I was really hoping to find a few G.I. Joe figures at Ross. I have Dusty, but I think what I want to do with the second one is super glue that headpiece on, maybe even cut around that piece and come up with some camo, a cloth pattern that I can use and glue that on there and not have to worry about the helmet popping up and doing the goggles trick. Just secure it in there. Same deal with like Lady J, the Crimson Twins, just for a little quality control on my end, so I can feel like, okay, cool, I can mess with this one. Like with Lady J, I'll get a second one. This is why I'm so surprised that she's $12 at Ollie's and not $5 like some of the other ones, because when I find her for that price, I'm going to super glue the hairpiece and the hat piece on the other figure. So that's really what I'm doing with her. Renegade Biker 24, I'm still waiting on a HasLab Thesaurus that should have arrived after the 27th of November. Hasbro continues to aggravate me with their distribution issues. Hopefully that'll be soon. We're a lot of us who got the His Tanker like, okay, it's time. Let's roll that sucker out. Let's get it going. Blake says, Jeff, have you seen his third-party Joker Transformer? Pretty interesting and great design. Reformatted. Let's see. So I won't be able to copy this. No, I can't. I'll have to check this out, but that sounds cool. Really interesting concept there, transforming DC characters. G-Brew, for me, my number one character is Egon Spengler from Ghostbusters. I have a whole shelf devoted to him specifically. I hear you. Late, big announcement from Super 7 bringing back the O-Ring Joes. Very interesting. Wonder if it was a last-minute deal to get that mothership funded. I hope so. I mean, I'm always down for these crowdfunding projects getting funded, especially one that looks cool. It might be a lot of money. It's a lot of money, but I think that's something that Joe collectors would be really interested in, especially if they have the space, and especially if they're just collecting G.I. Joes. Russell Lemieux, I need a hiss. Ryan, I saw the Andrew Garfield Amazing Spider-Man at Target on Tuesday. Really good looking figure, but I hate how dark they made the red on his costume. Excuse me. I need to rewatch No Way Home because I'm not sure if they did that. I'm not sure if they did that in the movie, but one thing that I really liked about his costume was how colorful it was in Amazing Spider-Man 2. 80s Kid, I'm really excited for the Phase 1 501st TBS Clone Trooper. Those are cool. Jamelin, Jeff, I use a teeny piece of tack on my shipwreck because his hairpiece with the cap would not stay snug. It's great now. Yeah, so that's those hairpiece ideas I love. I really appreciate the creativity. I think Shooter's my one where I'm like, okay, her hair is really snug and I don't feel like if I look cross-eyed at it, it's going to fall off. Definitely that is something with my Lady J. The regular hairpiece doesn't stay on as well as the cap with the hair showing, although I kind of wish she had a little bit more hair showing because I think it's her left side where he's like, dude, where's your hair? You didn't shave it. What's going on? Let's see lines. FY means thank you, you're expensive. Yeah, that's how it's been for me too. What's up closer to a Phase 1 Rex? Yes. What's up, Snake Eyes? How are you today? All right, let's take a look since we were talking about G.I. Joe Classified with the reveals for this week. Ones that got me pretty excited. Of course, I'm talking about the Big Boa. This guy looks really big, really beefy. I'm starting to think that he'd be a good one to pit up against Sergeant Slaughter because he's just so massive. Got the Cobra logo boxing gloves. I love that helmet. And I'm pretty sure that's a swappable head and not going over his head. So we've got the tooth missing head sculpt. We've got some weights and maybe he can rock and use as a weapon too. That'd be kind of fun. And then we've got the action soldier as well. And basically, this is your figure to get all the weapons, all the guns that you could possibly want. I don't know if I need this figure. I feel like this is one where I'm going to grab quickly once they start going on sale because I see some weapons there that would be really intriguing to use with some of my other Joes. Boa! Yes. Lefty Lions BK says the Burlington store near me in Northern Virginia looks like a bomb hit it. But there are a few gems if you dig deep enough. We're in Northern Virginia. I end up traveling there a lot in my figure hunts. Russell, got to get Kano in the fat foot that come with the punching bag. Well, did you get it, or are you like that's still on your list of figures you need to knock out and get in your collection? Oops. Speaking of figures to get, and I don't know, this might be the time where I'm happy I haven't gotten the original yet because this is kind of more of my alley here. PaulMartStore.com is getting a Jada exclusive gray Ryu, and that's really exciting to me because I always like the white, but whenever they start throwing in some colors with his gi, his look, that's way more on my style for him. And I really dig this. I think that blue headband is really cool. And it's no different from the other one that we've seen before. The only difference is the color. and you're paying a little bit more for the colors, $32.99. So for those of you who haven't gotten Ryu, you can still get him. You're just gonna pay a little bit more. Excuse me. But yeah, I like this a lot just because of the color scheme, and I never used him in white. After I unlocked the other colors, I would go blue, light blue, this gray. I would even use the orange blue headband look. So I'm all about these different color schemes for Ryu, and I think this is really cool to start going down that lane with this line. Hopefully, they're not going to be a situation where, okay, we're not cranking out as many figures because we're so busy getting alternate colors. But I like using another retailer like Palmar's store to do this. Maybe we'll see one from Amazon, Target if they ever carry the line properly. But this is a nice step in the right direction in terms of getting some different options for colors for characters, especially for people who like a little variety with their Street Fighter looks. Afton Child. Hello, I'm sorry that I'm late. I fell asleep because today is not my day. Hopefully tomorrow will be, and it will be a lot better than today. Hopefully you'll have a little bit of fun hanging out with us tonight. Ryan, I need to get that 50 cal mod deuce for Roblox. Exactly. That was the one. I'm like, yep, you're gonna go to my Roblox because I like the big chain rail gun he's got, but that is Roblox weapon for me. Kelly Cox. Hey, Jeff. Hey, everyone. How's it going, Kelly? How are you on this Thursday? How big are those G.I. Joes? They're the same as the other ones, the 6-inch scale ones, so they fit right in. Renegade Biker 24 says, I think the punching bag could probably be made by either a FDM 3D printer or a resin printer. That would be fun. I like to see what people are doing that. Tom Finn 2018, lots of toy collectors that went to Burlington on Black Friday to get a coat will be freezing their butts off soon. Absolutely. No, 80s, I haven't seen your video yet. I haven't really been on YouTube much checking out anything today. Snake Eyes, I hope so. Jada Toys makes the evil version of Ryu. I forgot what the evil version of Ryu. Okay. So we got those. I'm really excited, like I said, to get a different version of colors of these guys. And what we saw the other day, I just loved and thought it's wild that we're getting this as a figure because this is just wild. We got an Alex Murphy figure from NECA coming, and he's all set. Dead or alive, you're coming with me. Love this head sculpt. Really great as usual. Their head sculpts are so dialed into the actor's likeness, and you can go either way with Murphy here. You can go, hey, he's just chilling with Murphy, doing his thing, and I'm not Murphy with Lewis, right? And he's hanging out. He's even got the hand sculpt. I don't know if you can check it out here and notice it, but he's got the twirling the gun on his finger, doing his spinning gun trick. And this is the, oh no, I run afoul, Clarence Boddicker and his crew, and they have shot me all up. Anguish, shoot, they shot me all up. I got blood everywhere. Head sculpt, missing hand, hand sculpt, and then got your shot up arm. I mean, this is a crazy figure and all the stuff they're throwing into him. So you've got this. He's ready for action. He's ready to hit the streets of Delta City, and that's so cool. We've got that. And then, like I said, the twirling gun. That is such a cool little throwaway kind of visual accessory gag that we get. But that's what makes NECA so cool to me with what they do with their accessories. And then we've got the arm is gone. Not just the hand, just the whole arm. It's been shot up. He is in pain, stumbling along, and things aren't looking good for him. And this is the hand shot off version. So lots of options for his untimely demise. Things are not looking great for my guy, Murphy, and he's now all shot up. It is terrible. He's not looking great, but this figure looks awesome. And not an awful price. $36.99. I'm ready now for NECA to start going further into the line, though. I need more. I need Clarence, his whole team. I need those guys. They were a great, team. But hey, everybody's part of our crew. We're super diverse and super inclusive. We're ready to do some damage, doing the thing. I mean, there's lots of civilian characters from this line that I need. The chief. We need to go all in with RoboCop because I would buy all these figures, but this Murphy is just outstanding. What do y'all think about this one? Felix Vegans. Good evening, Jeff and chat. Anyone picking up Mezco Roblox? I happened to see pictures of the Mezco Roblox. Someone got them, and I'm like, oh no, you never should have looked at these pictures. That Roblox looks outstanding. It's a really nice looking figure. I love the head sculpt. Really gives me that vibe of the whole card back from back in the day, the 84 card back. And I'm like, wow, that figure looks awesome. So I'm going to try to stay away, but that Snake Eyes, the Firefly, the Storm Shadow, the Destro that's out, Duke, all look really cool. And I'm kind of like, but you've already got a 3.75-inch G.I. Joe line. You've already got the Classified Series line. But I don't have a Mezco style line. So I don't know. I kind of feel like it's a lost cause for me because G.I. Joe's my brand. But that figure looks really good. Are you picking them up? Harry G, hey Jeff, not sure if you mentioned it. No, I was not. I haven't mentioned it yet. I think that's next up on my agenda. So since you brought it up, yeah, let's talk about this thing. This hurt so much because I was like, oh no. You see here on Target, their website had this goof, and I don't know how long this goof is gonna last. But they had the 2-pack, Ahsoka's Clone Troopers, for $24.99 for a Black Series 2-pack. I mean, that's almost as cheap as we'll see it when they hit clearance. And I was like, oh no, 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 no. They've sold out. And normally when you get a pre-order up on Target, they last for a while. But I think what happened, everybody was like, oh, let's keep doing this. And I checked, there was a half second when they were sold out and they came back in stock. And I had 2 in my cart. And I felt like the old days of a Mattel and their white screen of death, where it was like, oh, hey, get it now, make it happen. Because the maximum you could get was 2. So apparently a lot of people ordered a bunch and just kept coming back and ordering more. Or so many people were like, I'll buy this set for $25. So hopefully they'll come back in stock real soon. And I just have this window constantly on open for me. So at 3 in the morning, if it still happens to be there, I will get it and get 2 because getting 4 figures for $50 is a great deal. Of course, there's that thought when they come out. There's a rumor, I think, on Yakface or maybe it was rebelscum.com that actually, I think I can pull this up. Let me check here if I can show you this so I can be dead on accurate. There we go. It was Yakface. So make sure we always give credit where we get it. The Yakface was able to pull this up, and you can see, or you could see if my camera would focus. There we go. The Clone Troopers are showing up at the Target stores at $25.99 or $24.99. So maybe this is one of those wild cases like the G.I. Joe Classified Series Grunt, where it's going to be on sale for that price for a while. Now, this might be another situation where everyone was going to the stores and coming out with like 12 packs of the grunts and like, look what I got. And just make everybody mad who couldn't get any of them. I don't know if I would not be one of those people, but I can tell you for sure I won't be posting, I've got 40 Ahsoka clones. Not going to do that. I'm just going to be like, yes, I've got a real army of 501st Troopers and Ahsoka's 332. So we'll see, but I really hope that that'll be the case because I will get a nice size army if I can find them for $24.99. Did you manage to get any of them? Because, jeez, that was a great mishap. We'll see what happens. Ryan, did you hear about the other rumored classified figures that were revealed yesterday? Not really. There were too many hints, and I did not have time to listen to a full podcast. Let me know if you listen and tell me. Jalen says, right, Evil Ryu was an SDCC exclusive. Blake, that Murphy is brutal. Can't do it. I'd have to get him. RoboCop and Ed 209. Yeah, I mean, that is a rabbit hole. And the only reason I wouldn't go all the way into it is they don't have any of the other cast members. But if they did, it is a wrap. I'm going to go back and find the ultimate RoboCop, Ed 209. I'm going to get the joint where he's sitting in the chair, get worked on. I'm going to get all the RoboCop figures. The second they start rolling out the rest of that crew, I'm there. Green Man, Neck has been hardcore with the gore lately. The thing dog is so gross. It is. Kelly, oh, this is nuts, but I love it. Yeah. Oh, does it hurt? Yeah, I mean, it was Clarence's crew was one of my favorite bad guy squads in movies. I'm like, these guys have personality. Can you fly, Bobby? I mean, just great. Renegade Biker 24. Jeff, have you ever thought about donating some of your figures that you don't want to Toys for Tots or a local children's hospital? I did that last year and I'm probably going to do it again. I do have some figures that I have not opened and we'll be doing that. I just need to find someone that will go along with my war theme gun toting figures that will take them, because I know in some cases they don't want any toys with violence, so gotta find the right one. But I do have a nice selection of toys that aren't open that I'm gonna hand away to some hopefully needy or kid who wants some figures. So that's my plan. Give the man a hand. Jalen, I know, Blake. I've been trying to stay away. I mean, I kind of want two Murphys to display both ways. You got to. Blake, you know Knuck will have to give us a toxic waste and be like, yes, dude, they would. Oh, man. See, y'all get me hyped up for a line, and I'm just like, oh, boy. Y'all go too far, I'm going to have to go all the way with you. I'm going to be the opposite of Padme. You're going down a path I absolutely will follow. G Brew, a friend of mine found out I hadn't seen RoboCop all the way through when we were in our 20s. We were hanging out on my birthday one year, and he insisted I could not get 1 year older without seeing it. You have a great friend, G Brew. Now, what did you think? Did you love the movie like I clearly do? Snake Eye is perfect timing because I think the RoboCop game is coming out or is already out. Blake, and his partner, the dude who gets blown away by Ed 209 during the demo? Right. Yeah, you know what? Maybe we should put RoboCop on our movie nights for Loud's Movie Files. We do a watch along of RoboCop. That could be fun. 80s. I'm focused on classified series for 2024 regarding Hasbro's for Hot Toys and Star Wars. Yeah. Aftershock, man, I really want those Ahsoka clone troopers. Me too. Ryan says, Dreadnought's Road Pig and Heart Wrencher, Starduster, and Nemesis Enforcer. Those aren't official, but yeah, they're all happening. Heart Wrencher, I don't know if I know Heart Wrencher. When was that character introduced? Because I feel like I saw a custom of someone of Heart Wrencher, so Starduster could be a fun figure. Chris Daughtry, what's up, Jeff? What's up, Chris? How are you on this fine Thursday evening? Alex Murphy Toys for everyone. Yeah, that would not be the one you donate to the Children's Hospital for every kid. MP, evening, Jeff. What's up, MP? This week's pickups. Holla if you hear them. Elite, Big Papa Pump, Dirty Dom, and Unrivaled Darby. Oh, Dom. Oh, that's right. I guess Dom would be in that wave. I haven't seen him. I've seen some of that wave, and maybe I haven't seen any of that wave. I've seen Rick Steiner, and I did get Braun Breaker. Yeah, I guess I haven't seen that wave of Big Papa Pump. I'm trying to figure out if I want him or I want to hold out for an Ultimate, because he's one of those guys. Having the Ultimate Edition version really would work to help him with his Steiner recliner. And, since they don't have the butterfly joints in the regular Elite articulation, I kind of feel like I want it. Even though I can get some pretty decent poses with Iron Sheik. I would love to have that butterfly joint, though, for even more authenticity with it. Green Man, I watch that movie as a 5-year-old all the time. I still don't know how we got away with it. Yeah, our movies were so much wilder. Nowadays, we'd have some big therapy session and talking about our feelings if we happen to see like the first 2 minutes of that. But oh my gosh, that's an awesome movie. Roberts, RoboCop is one of the best movies ever. Yeah, it's just, for what it is, it's basically flawless, and I could just watch it all the time. 80s. I got Maul, Fives, and Jesse. I'm planning on getting Ahsoka. How are you planning on getting Ahsoka? You got to get her. I'm getting a 2-pack for sure. Wait. You got to get her if you're going to get the Clone 2-pack. Focus on building my Clone Wars collection next year. CW is my bread and butter. I guess I shouldn't say CW. Clone Wars is my bread and butter. Excuse me. Henry J, I got the 112 collective Roadblock. Dope figure for sure. Figure the line potential. It looks like that, man. David, we need that the samurai guy from RoboCop 3. Yeah, if they went that hard, I mean, you just got to buy the figure just on GP on that one. I've got it on Blu-ray. Weird to think about the fact that Kurtwood Smith is a Federation president in the Star Trek flicks around the same time as RoboCop. He was very versatile. He's such a great actor, too. Jay Woods, I hate to admit it, but since seeing RoboCop, I haven't had any urges to visit Detroit. And don't come down for it. Ryan, Heart Wrencher is a female dreadnought. I don't know anything about her, but I'm sure she'll reuse the Zorana body. Yeah, she probably would. I hope they mix it up enough. Although they're pretty good about hiding the reuse, so even if they're using some parts and putting a new chest piece over it so it's not obvious, I'm sure it'll be fine on their end. They do really good work in terms of making it so, okay, I don't see that figure. Oh, until I look real close and see, oh, I see you're sharing the parts of Lady J and Scarlet from the movie version. Like with Shooter, I was like, oh, wow, this is a brand new figure. But then I was like, oh, okay, I see. Jamelin, I annoyed my family for days after seeing RoboCop the first time. Kept making sound effects and walking around and saying things like, thank you for your cooperation incessantly until my cousin finally yelled at me. And RoboCop has one of the best theme songs ever. Snake Eyes, I don't remember the theme song, but the score, yeah. That was really good. David Thanos, just got my Power Man and Blade. Can't wait to unbox them. I'm waiting on my Blade to arrive, along with my Padawan, Ahsoka, and Ultimate Captain America, because now, which you all still can't see because I don't move my camera, I've got my Puff Adder, and that Joker is almost done. He just needs the head now, so I can actually complete a 2023 Build-A-Figure for Marvel Legends. So that's going to be a big accomplishment for me. Ren, hey, wait a minute. No hating on Detroit. That's home. David Thanos says, don't sleep on that Big Papa Pump. It's really good. It looks like it could be. I need to check it a little bit more. I'm trying to figure out what era that is. Is that the last dying breath of WCW where he's a champ and he's rolling with the Magnificent Seven, or if it's he's just doing his thing, fighting Nash and Goldberg and having craziness going on. Chase says, Rain, no disrespect. I don't want to go to Tokyo after seeing the latest Godzilla either. Critical Enjoyer, I'll buy that for $1. Guy in Babe's 3-pack win. Also, who says no? Gosh, there's a lot. If they wanted to go that hard with RoboCop, I'm like, yes, I will buy him. Get Dick, the whole crew. I mean, I'm about that whole thing. Anthony Rogers, what's up, everyone? What's up, Anthony? So I came on a RoboCop. Cool. I've seen the first one. Still haven't seen 2 or 3. Those pretty solid. If you love the first RoboCop, you don't need to see the other 2. I mean, you could if you really, really needed to. But RoboCop is kind of like Matrix in the sense of the first film is amazing. You don't really need to see the other 2. You'd be just fine going with that first one. I'm getting Oppo for Christmas. How many more should I get after Christmas? I don't know, man. He's got a lot of unique details. So for me, he's kind of a solo character. I wouldn't army build a character like Oppo, but that's just my thoughts. Kelly Cox, bright idea. Movie figures I'd love to have in 6-inch scale. Blazing Saddles. Man, we ain't found nothing. Or, hey, where the women at? Green Man, I would always say that line in the restroom. You're out of your mind. Not knowing what he's saying at all. George Savory, what's going on, George? Yesterday I picked up 2 Python Televipers and 2 Python Officers. I still need to grab the purple Trouble Bubbles. They're still there, which is nice. I love the fact that they're still available for everybody who wants them. Happy accident. Yo, yo, yo. Mezco Roadblock is outstanding. Please, you all very bad people, don't say anything else amazing about this awesome Mezco Roadblock. I'm going, no, tell me more. I want to hear about it because I'm going to buy him. But yeah, he's on my list, and I don't even understand it, but I'm just going to chalk it up to my 80s nostalgia and my 40-something, almost 50-something sense of responsibility coming together at the wrong point and going, yeah, you can do it. It's possible. You can make it happen. Felix, do I have a P.O. box, Jeff? I do. Hit me up on Instagram. I'll send it to you. Or email me at loudsmoviefiles@gmail.com. Either way, After Child, I remember seeing that RoboCop was in WWE. I don't remember if he was in WWE. I know for sure he was with Sting promoting one of the not as good RoboCop films, Dead or Alive, You're Coming With Me. And Flair, oh man, I was so needlessly hyped up for the return of RoboCop at Capital Combat 90 because the DC Armory, where that show was held, was right down the street from me. I watched this show on pay-per-view. And I was so excited because Lex Luger is finally going to get his revenge. There's no way the Four Horsemen can stop him. They can interfere in this match. He's in a cage, and there's no way. But oh, geez, that was my peak WCW ridiculousness phase where I was like, anything they want to do, elegancy, I want the belt. I was down for all that stuff, and I would maybe I should get RoboCop and have him hang out with my Sting figure. Now there's more than one reason to get him. David Thanos, what's my biggest G.I. Joe classified I want that hasn't been done yet? Biggest, the killer whale, the hovercraft. That's probably it. But I would say, like, I'm gonna stick with the quasi snow theme. The snow cat, I want that. I don't know if that needs to be a hazard, but I want it. And then the polar battle bear. Now that I've got Snow Job, another figure I love. I really want him. I guess Doc is coming soon. And I need Flash so I can do the box. Excuse me. So I can do the box cover, have Gung Ho with his bare chest hanging out there. I don't care if it's snowing. I'm a Marine. And Flash on one side. I'm going to have to go comic book style, though, and put Doc on there behind Snow Job. I really want that. I think that's probably the next vehicle that I really, really need. One that should work at retail. And in terms of Joes that I want to see next, Frostbite. And I want to see Doc, of course, because these Joes have been running around. There's too many Cobras in my army alone. So I know people who are real massive army builders have a huge assortment of them. So let's make that happen and get those out there to us. Because, yeah, those are mine. What are yours? Jalen, man, you and I are in the same place with Puff Adder. I wasn't actively building him, but I just realized the other day after the sales that all I needed was his head. And yeah, I was like, yes, finally, because I waited a little bit too long before that, while that Hasbro post sale was going, and I got Iron Man, but I didn't get the Captain America to finish building him. And he's big and he's bulky and he looks cool. And it's like, yeah, okay, the Serpent Society is rolling. They've got enough to take on a smaller squad of Avengers. I like that. And now they got a big heavy who can theoretically go toe-to-toe with Thor, Warbird, Wonder Man. I really like that. So I kind of want to see some more. And with Captain America New World Order coming eventually, I assume we'll see a few more. Maybe they'll even throw in 3 for us. Happy Accident ordered 2 NECA Murphys. You got to do that. I mean, yeah, that's going to be a fun line if they go further into it. Renegade Biker 24, Jeff, when I donated some of my extra figures last year to the local children's hospital, I had a lot of Joes and Cobra figures. I think it was a great Christmas present last year. I agree. Those figures are really fun, and for kids that would appreciate them, they'd be really awesome. MP also came across Supreme CM Punk. There's just too much out for me to pull the trigger. My maid Walmart got a few cases, so hopefully they don't get raided by the time I go back. Which might have worked out better if the Saturday's events didn't happen, but I noticed some online retailers started jacking the price of their CM Punk figures that were kind of languishing after his return. David, 2 and 3, RoboCop 2 and 3 are decent, but that reboot was trash. That reboot was so bad I almost forgot. Well, I don't know if I forgot. I just totally acted like it didn't happen. It was, a black suited RoboCop. It was a bad movie. It didn't have any of the charm, the fun of the original. It was just like, what are y'all doing? Did you even understand what RoboCop is? No. Why'd you do this? In a lot of ways, it was like that Total Recall reboot where it's like, what are y'all doing? The old one is so much better on every level. If you're not going to improve on it or do something better and cooler, why waste everyone's time? Green Man, it was WCW. And yeah, it was cool, but oh, so dumb. I know, it's like, in hindsight, this is stupid. RoboCop would have just pulled out his gun and started, and no more 4 Horsemen. That would have been it. But it was just like, this is cool. He's breaking the cage with his hands. And Sting's coming out, and Jim Ross is getting me all hyped up. And I'm like, oh, let's do it. So it was wild. Blake, Jeff, this is your conscience talking. Stay with Classified. I veered off and did the Mezco Destro and a few Super 7. They didn't quite hit like Classified. Okay. So you didn't like Mezco Destro? Because he really looks cool. And the Super 7 figures, they're dropping in price. And I'm kind of like, well, I do like the cartoon colors for Snake Eyes. And maybe for $30, I could find someone to repaint my Flint and Lady J and do a better job with them than Super 7 did. I held up, kept my resolve, but those prices keep going down. I'm like, well, maybe I should do it. Which Super 7 figures did you get from, Blake? Those WC days were awesome. We need figs from that era. We do. Doc and Frostbite are good choices. Yeah, and Iceberg. And I think I forgot to mention him. 80s, can I need me a TBS Phase 1 Rex and Ahsoka, and General Skywalker from Ahsoka. Ryan, not counting vehicle drivers, my classified wish list is Ripcord Classic, Airtight, yep, Zap, Short Fuse, Flash, Footloose, and Blowtorch. Solid choices. I mean, we still haven't seen the regular color repaint of Recondo. No, we have. That's right. Man, there's a lot of Joes coming on the horizon, and they've announced so much, and I'm forgetting which ones we've actually seen versus which ones I'm just thinking we should see soon. He's going to be one I'm for sure grabbing. Critical Enjoyer. Legend has it that Black Friday moves Zero Turn. Yeah, those are going to be the figures that if you took to the Children's Hospital, they'd say, thank you. We've got our quota met of Eternal figures. Yeah, that's just unfortunate. Ryan, those are the figures that haven't been released, revealed, or leaked. Yeah, I gotta assume we'll see Ripcord soon-ish. I mean, the orders for the Dragonfly are done. He's locked up. We know that, but we haven't seen a Cobra Commander, and his tank should be shipping imminently. I mean, the 24th is come and gone, and I was like, why is it 24th in my head? Oh, yes, that's the deadline to make sure my shipping address is correct. And I don't know, should I wait until Christmas before opening up his tank if it arrives before then? I feel like that would be a great Christmas present. That would be like an old school one. Maybe early in the middle of the night, I'll just go down and open up the outer box and then put it by the Christmas tree and then go upstairs and then fake like I'm sleeping for a few more hours. And at 6 a.m, I'll wake my wife up and go, can we go open the presents? And then go down there and go, oh my gosh, his tank, Santa came through. Maybe I just need an excuse to have some cookies in the middle of the night. Green Man, I got the Super 7 Goldar for $25. Finally got it in the mail. He is giant. Yeah, because the Lightning Collection one is not. And I really do have fun posing those guys, and they're a lot of fun. But yeah, he's one. I felt like he could have used a touch more detail, paint apps, and just a little bit more bulk because he's just a little too small. Do you have a lot of the Lightning Collection figures? And since we're talking about them, let me show you my latest one that I just unboxed and had a lot of fun as I anticipated shooting just the other day. Or was it today? Pudgy Pig. This dude was so wild. I mean, it's just a pig. He looks like a mascot with this Centurion helmet, the feather piece. I mean, he's just got everything. And I don't know. I just like these Power Ranger Lightning Collection figures. They're a lot of fun to pose. And I don't have the super articulated versions of these guys, the Rangers, but I think the articulation is really fun. And I enjoy grabbing all those figures. Lawson, thank you for your help finding Red Tornado on Target. You betcha. I was able to pre-order him. Good deal. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting him. I still need to get Firestorm. Because I told you I went to GameStop and they had the Chase one. I'm like, no, not this version. Just regular classic one. I'm starting to get another list of McFarlane figures that I'm going to have to go back and grab. It's weird because I get them in bulk. Like I'll get a whole bunch in like the span of 2 to 3 months. And then it's like, oh no, now there's a whole new set of them I need to get. So Firestorm, Sinestro, got to get Alan Scott, Green Lantern, classic colors. And then, of course, Red Tornado when it comes out. And I figure I'll be talking about real soon because that's what I want to save for a little bit later. But yeah, a bunch of McFarlane I need to get. Happy Accident. I also have all the Super 7 Joe Cobra Ultimates and the Snake, which fits an Ultimate Street. Oh, I didn't realize that was the size of it. What's your take, man? Are you enjoying those figures? Lawson, the Eternal figures will help keep the Funko Pops from rolling around too much in landfills. David says they need to stop those dumb reboots. I'm glad the guy who did the Back to the Future movies is saying he doesn't want the movie rebooted. Yeah, because they don't need to. Blake, Jeff, I own the Mezco Destro. It's a bit shorter and thicker and doesn't fit perfectly, but it's a great piece for the shelf for sure. Got the Super 7 Destro, Snake Eyes with Timber and Baroness. Nice. See, you're not convincing me not to get them, Blake. Just the FYI, I'm kind of like, yeah, those are the ones I think look cool. I use Snake Eyes' backpack on my classified stalker. Oh, that's interesting to note. Or jetpack. Yeah, because I mean, it feels weird not having a jetpack with Stalker. I kind of wish they had just thrown it in like, here you go. Ryan, people with the FedEx app have been getting emails today. They've created a tracking number for the hiss. Let's see. I haven't checked my email in a second, but it sure would be nice to get that surprise. Hey, guy, we've got no nothing just yet from FedEx. Maybe some in my spam folder. Hopefully, we'll be here real soon. You got remastered Billy? Oh, nice. Nice. Felix agrees. That's cool. What do you think of him? Green Man Goldar is the only one I got. I am more in on the Thundercats line, so waiting on Mandora to go on sale, hopefully soon. Roberts, I've heard that Hasbro is doing G.I. Joe 4-inch anniversary style figs and possibly a 1/18th Night Raven, not confirmed. I'll take a Night Raven. I do want a Rattler before Night Raven, but I'm okay with that. Ryan says, I think I saw that pig guy in an Oakland Raiders game years ago. David Thanos wants to know thoughts on the Super 7 Biggie Smalls. So, yeah, let's talk about it. Jeez. As you might have guessed from my hair color at this stage of my life, I grew up in an era where, we just listened to cool music. It was like good stuff. Yikes. That's not really encouraging. My affiliate, my good friends over at Entertainment Earth have sold out on them, which means I'm going to have to be on the hunt real soon. Because, there's just no realm, no reality where I won't be getting this Biggie Smalls figure. I saw the ODB today or the other day at my local comic shop. I was like, oh, no. I didn't realize he was going to look this good. But Biggie, that's a great looking figure. And he's one where the Super 7 sort of kind of articulation doesn't bother me. I don't need Biggie to do backflips and kicks unless they come up with a Tupac figure, because then I can do my own take on the East Coast West Coast rivalry. But yeah, I'm gonna get this figure. It's Biggie Smalls with the Jesus piece. Dude, how am I not buying that figure? This is just ridiculous. So yeah, definitely gonna get it. I like the likeness, and yeah, and then being able to hit this pose. That's great. There's just no chance of not getting this figure for me. I gotta get it, and yeah, just for sure, you're gonna pick him up. Once I saw Old Dirty Bastard, because there's no father to his style, I was like, oh, that looks that good. I'm getting all of them. Please make more Wu-Tang. Do all of NWA. Do all of Death Row. Sign me up for the whole crew. There's so many I buy too. Roberts, I know a guy who knows a guy. I love those guys. Kelly Cox, yes, I'm going to talk about Superman very soon. Phantom Wolves, what's up, Jeffrey? Super excited about Power Towns revealing season series 2. Yes, I'm about to talk about those. I think that's where I'm at next on the agenda. Ryan says, I forgot to tell you, not only are we getting an Iron Grenadier, but an Iron Grenadier themed bat. He'll be in the same wave as Alpine later in 2024. An Iron Grenadier, that kind of makes sense. I wonder what the colors would be like for it. Blue Ranger is a good fig. That's good to know. So let's see here. Since we've been talking, let's move on. All right. So we've got from Power Town Wrestling. They finally announced their Series 2 figures that was taking forever. So we're going to get Dory Funk, Jack Briscoe, Wahoo McDaniel. That's really cool. Definitely excited about him. JYD. Maybe Mid-South style, Kamala, and Medusa. So interesting choices for this line. I'm very interested in terms of why they chose those guys for series 2. Dory Funk is great. He's a really good choice because for whatever reason we didn't get him from Mattel. So he's a really good figure to add to the collection. Very excited about him. Um, and this figure head sculpts could kind of work. So maybe I'll try to find a body so I can have Hoss and Dory Funk, or Hoss and Terry Funk rolling around with Jimmy Hart, doing everything, fighting Tito Santana, fighting Hulk Hogan and Junkyard Dog. So that'll be cool. I'm very curious to see what JYD looks like. And I don't need Kamala because the Mattel one is one of their best figures and he still holds up. And he was like one of their first wave of Legends figures and he still holds up all these years now. I mean, it's a great figure. Medusa, I'm really curious to see what they're going to do. Are they going to go with her AWA look? I might be intrigued and interested if that's the case. Jack Briscoe, I don't really need Jack, but it's good that they're making him. Excuse me. But Wahoo, got to get Wahoo. Wahoo is a big player in Mid-Atlantic, NWA, and the Croc JCP, and in the AWA. So you can have him fight Kurt Hennig. That'll be fun. And yeah, I'm really excited to get Wahoo's. I think he's the one that I'm like, oh man, this is a legend worthy of this line. I was really surprised when I see another Von Erich. I mean, I assumed we were going to get Kevin soon. I would have been ecstatic if they showed David Von Erich as part of series 2. But I think it's a pretty decent line. I really think they're going to need to tinker with those prices just a little bit because they're still going, hey, look, we have some extras of this figure. And they were sold out a while ago. I don't know what's going on where they found all these new cases of these figures to still have something to sell. But I think that price point is making people a little bit reluctant to buy them, especially when you factor in you can't really do any bundles to save on shipping now. So hopefully they'll figure that out. And hopefully we'll see them real soon. And it won't be this time next year where we're going, oh, look, we finally got the announcements of Series 3. So fingers crossed on that one. Jalen says, movies that should never be remade. Back to the Future, RoboCop, Total never mind. Exactly. Legacy Lines, I ain't received an address confirmation email yet for my his tank. Great man, I saw some reviews of the big. He actually looks, I didn't realize he was out like that now. That makes it even more of a need to grab him quickly or track him down. Let's see here. To the good friends. Yeah, all right. I just checked on BBTS because I was starting to break out into a panic here. Like, oh no, have I missed my window to hear Biggie Smalls speak in action figure form? But he's still up for pre-order from BBTS, so there is still time for me to make this pre-order a reality. Yeah, I did answer. Definitely want to see more done. Wu-Tang is for the children and for my action figure collection. So yeah, it works on multiple levels. Happy accident. Super 7 Joes, I dig them, worth $30 if you really dig tune aesthetics and Super 7 products. Nice. Wahoo McDaniels, love it. Yeah. I mean, I kind of need my guy Paul Jones. He'd be a good figure to add in this because Paul Jones was one of those obnoxious managers, but he had real staying power. Maybe they could do like in Series 3, Valiant and Paul Jones, number 1 Paul Jones, because those guys had their feud going for a minute. The original Tommy Dreamer versus Raven feud. Dak Prescott over there getting busy on Thursday Night Football. That's good and bad news. I'm very conflicted. I never know who to root for when two of my most hated Niner rivals are playing 17-7. Good deal. Make them both work for it. Why is Chappelle trending? He's not in trouble, is he? Probably. I saw that Von Miller was trending, and I just assumed he had made some spectacular play during practice or something. And then I saw, I was like, oh, that's not at all what I was expecting. Look, that's not big on last day of the Entertainment Earth. Cyber Monday sale, 25% off. Hot off the truck. Had it on pre-order with Big Bad Toy Store, waiting on payday to get ODB. Man, I did not know this Joker was there. He would have been one of my orders from EE. Lost and Wahoo helped train a lot of wrestlers in the Mid-Atlantic area. Player Steamboat got further education from him there. Oh, yes. Phantom Wolves, Dory Funk Jr. is going to be a must-have. As for Medusa, glad she's the first women's wrestler in the line, likely in her AWA look since they said she comes with a women's world title. Yeah, well, I wonder if they have access to WCW titles. Because, I mean, they did have the U.S. title, but I guess that was an NWA one, so probably. And I wonder if they're going to go with her, like, super punk 80s hairstyle. I think that would look cool. Maybe give her a leather jacket, too. Jamie, I know he's not exactly old school, but are you getting Super 7 Starface? I'm also hoping they make Doom, not to mention RZA and the rest of the Wu-Tang and Ultimates. Yeah, I mean, they have their reaction RZA, so RZA should be the case. I'm wondering if they're going to be like, well, is there enough interesting guys that have no wild costumes? And it's going to be an issue of shirt licenses. But of course, the Wu-Tang Clan, they can just put them all in Wu-Tang gear, Wu-wear. So, I'd be all over it. I'm not getting Starface. I'm gotta have some. I mean, I don't know where I'm gonna put stuff. I may just start having to put some floating shells back there. Maybe that's where I'll put my Super 7 Big. Green Man, I'm still kicking myself. I'm missing on Bruiser Brody. Let me see here. I kind of feel like you don't necessarily have to kick yourself on it because I felt like they were just talking about Bruiser. Jeez, I thought somebody had Bruiser like on sale like just this week. So check around because I feel like he's available somewhere. David, love Dory Funk. Love that they got a female in the group, but I think they should have gone with Sherry. Maybe she's still tied up with the Mattel license. So, I mean, they released a figure of her not that long ago in her SummerSlam 92 look. So maybe that's where they went with her instead. I mean, I feel like if they were to do Sherry, I would love to get her in a 3-pack with Buddy Rose and Pretty Boy Doug Summers. I mean, get the whole crew there. Renegade Biker 24. Is there going to be a Doink the Clown, or has there been? Yes, they released an awesome Doink the Clown figure as part of the New Generation Ultimate Arena, and that figure is so good. I'm sure some kind reseller would happily sell him to you for a ton of money. But yeah, they did release a really good figure. This is the Ultimate Edition one from Mattel that was part of the New Generation Arena. Just a really well done figure. Got the cloth jacket, got a mallet, 3 different head sculpts. Really well done figure. He was one of my figures of the year last year. I thought they really just did a tremendous bit of detail with him, and he's awesome. He's got really good scale. Like, he's not skinny. He looks roundish, not compared to some of the other figures, and he's really fun to pose and do all his moves with too. This is the elite version of him, and this is the Ultimate Edition one, so you can see the butterfly shoulders. Really helps a lot. And the green is much more of an evil Doink, so that's cool too. And really exceptional paint, and all the different hair options makes him so much fun. Assuming he's not a ridiculous amount of money, he's worth tracking down. Kelly Cox, I don't collect wrestling figures, but Wahoo, ooh. Phantom Wolves, Phantasmals, as who could have been in it. So hoping for the Rock and Roll Express or Von Erich, but happy to see what we got. Maybe even the Magnum Tokyo, Don Leo Jonathan, or Gordon Solie. Yeah, gotta get Gordon. Gotta get Gordo on there too. I need a Greg Valentine with the I broke Wahoo's leg. I mean, shoot, we've got a great Greg the Hammer Valentine, and we just need somebody to print up some shirts because I feel like we could make that happen really easily. Green Man, if they're doing Wahoo, what are the chances they'll make Chief J Strongbow? Probably a lot better than Mattel at this point. Oh, I would love a Run DMC 3-pack and include the DJ set also. Yeah, that would be fun. Maybe this is where we get a Fresh Prince of Jazzy Jeff set. That would be fun. Happy accident. Wish I was striking poses next to you in my pink Ranger skin suit, helmet, and gloves. Ryan, gotta go. Hope everyone has a good night. May you all get shipping notifications in the morning. Hopefully so. Thanks for hanging out with us, Ryan. Great man. I have that Doink. He's one of my favorites. He's a really great figure. Tom Finn says I would be totally down for a Run DMC 3-pack. You gotta walk that way. Talk that way. All right, so let's see. Let's keep moving with the other stuff that I was pretty excited about to see. My King of Fighters Street Fighter Storm Collectibles line, getting some reinforcements with the Sakazaki figure. He's coming next year, and the head sculpt looks really good. As always with Storm Collectible figures, they deliver big time. Look at all the texture on that gi. He looks really good, and I'm going to have so much fun building out these rosters from SNK, have them fighting everybody, and this figure really looks good. I mean, it's a simple gi attire. We've seen that with several, but those figures are so posable and so much fun on that front that he's going to be a blast, and I can't wait to put him in action. So looking forward to grabbing him. And then let's see what else we got to talk about here. Yes, let's get to it now. It's that time. Breaking him down. Phantasm Wolves, hey, King of Fighters, I really want a Terry Bogard on my shelf someday. My friend, I have some happy news for you. You're going to be very excited about this because Terry Bogard is coming back to the line, assuming he's not sold back out again. He is back, and they've taken a long time, and, you know, I was really glad to see that, but we're getting him now. Back up for pre-orders coming first quarter next year, so you can get Terry Bogard. You don't have to imagine, you don't have to hope. He's coming. So I am very excited about this because I missed my first chance to get him. He's back, so you can get him too. And yeah, I mean, you really can't have a King of Fighters lineup without having him set up there right in the middle of all the action. Ooh, nice. Yes, sir. Getting that Rio for my friend for next Christmas. Nice job, Happy Accident. You got to get on your friends list. All right, so let's talk about him. The McFarlane DC Comics Multiverse Classic-esque Superman. And this one is clearly the best McFarlane Superman they've done so far. He's got the right build. He's got the right colors. He's got the sculpted logo. Of course, there are a few issues, but I'll work around them. I'll work around them because this is basically the Superman that I've wanted. He's not too big. He's not looking like he's on super steroids. This Superman. Of course, the only problem is his belt. It's not classic. I don't want the Superman logo. I don't need to see hope on his belt. I just want a circle. And he's still got the cuffs. You know, the more modern, the rebirth style cuffs on the sleeves. Don't like that. But man, this looks like Superman. He's got a nice smile. And for Superman, I'm okay with him having a smiley face. I'm pretty sure the Action Comics 1000 Superman head would also work on this. So when I need a serious expression, I'll swap it out. But I like this one. This looks like the hopeful, outgoing, friendly neighborhood Superman that I wanted to see in this line for a while. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. And this is what I wanted. I mean, if they had paired this one with Superman, I would have been, this is the Platinum Edition one that's worth $30. But hopefully we don't have to do that with him. Now, I'm pretty sure this Superman is going to be part of this next wave of Justice League with a Build-A-Figure, and then I'm not remembering. And that one is supposed to be a Green Lantern, which we know now is going to be John Stewart, Batman, and Aquaman. Based off of this Superman, I'm wondering, hoping that the Aquaman is classic style, short hair, no beard, and can just fit in with these guys really nicely because this Superman will go great next to my Flashpoint Flash, my Nightfall Batman, my Red Tornado that's coming, the Firestorm that's en route, the Martian Manhunter. It's a little bit too small, but this is a really nice looking figure. What do you all think about him? Great man, besides no belt loops, this looks so nice. But no, what am I going to do with my custom suits? Trade them off before it gets to everybody else. Lawson, I can fix that belt. I'll take that Superman. Snake Eyes, now that is the perfect Superman for McFarlane. Happy accident, back to work. Later, Jeffrey. Peace, y'all. Hopefully the rest of the workday goes well for you. Afton Child's classic Superman looks amazing. Yes. Ren Rock 80s rants and real talks. And Todd said on the live stream that a comic dark side is on the top of the to-do list and to look for an announcement soon. Todd has my level of patience, which means we'll probably see that revealed tomorrow. That's exciting. I didn't even know he did a live stream on it. So yeah, he's going to knock that out for sure. David is Violent Superman. That Soups has a punchable face. Oh, man. Hopefully not. I mean, we do have a nice Lex Luthor figure who has an appropriate side eye. I can't remember, but did you ever get into the Jada Street Fighter figs? I do. I have Fei Long and Chun-Li to review before I wrap up my top 10 figures of the year list. So they're on that list for sure. Tom Finn said, during a podcast, Greg Gagne mentioned their former NWA champs were high on Power Town's list. I think WWE still has a Legends agreement with Terry Funk. Not sure about Harley. Probably because they just released the King version of Harley Race in the Greatest Hits Legends line. So he's probably held up for a little bit longer, so we won't see him. But we do have Jack Briscoe, so they are doing more NWA champs. I wonder if they do a version of Dusty Rhodes that I could pair and partner up with my Magnum TA figure. That'd be really fun. David would love Aquaman. Me too. Oops. Blake, Hush Mayflex Superman or this one? Still don't have a Superman in my collection. I really love the Mayflex Superman. It's a really good figure. The cloth cape really adds to the fun. There's different head options. Articulation is not going to be beat by the McFarlane one, so I may lean a little bit more to the Mayflex one, but if price is a real issue, definitely go with the McFarlane one. But the Hush one is classic at all levels that really matter. He just doesn't have a smiley head face. 80s Kid says, this is why McFarlane is my least favorite company. They release too many Batman and Superman figures and not enough other characters. I mean, they do. I'm not going to disagree with that point, but they have done a lot better about cranking out other figures like Animal Man, Red Tornado, Firestorm. I mean, it was 2 years ago, it was nothing but Batman with a gentle sprinkling of Superman figures. But I think this year alone, they've done a lot better. I mean, we're getting a Steel figure. We got an Alan Scott Green Lantern. Jay Garrett got a figure this year. So they really spread out beyond the tunnel vision of Batman and Superman. David ordered a few Hawkmans on Amazon, hoping to get that Chase. Jay says, wouldn't a Brainiac go scoot that Superman? I think I've read Brainiac is coming, so it might not be that long before you have to wait on that one. Jamelin, I've been pretty content with that first Action Comics Soups, but this one looks pretty darn great. I may have a future project figuring out how to customize those trunks, though. I wonder if you could take those trunks from the Action Comics 1000. He's just right off of distance there. But yeah, let's see here. Let me grab him since he's really close. Let's pull him up. There we go. Okay, so I grabbed him. I went the whole 10 or 4 steps. I think based off of how they set this up, maybe you could just take the torso and do a torso and leg swap, and I think maybe that would work because this is clearly the preferred Superman. He's got the belt loops, he's got the circle, so maybe that could work as a really quick and easy and dirty swap out here. I'm just kind of trying to figure out how you would work this piece, but I think you could take all that and separate it out with no trouble. We'll see. Critical Enjoyer, more excited for classic Wonder Woman. I forgot about her. She's classic. She's coming too. David Thanos also ordered 3 Riddlers since they were on the buy 2 get 1 free. I still need to get classic Riddler. He's another one I need to get. I wonder if they could do a Power Town Macho Man. I think at this point he's definitely on the table since Mattel doesn't have the license to him anymore. We've already seen, I think it's Zombie Sailor Toys has already done a Macho Man figure, and it seems like when a smaller company like Power Town and ZST gets a license, they're not the only ones to do it. So maybe that's on the table. I guess maybe we get a Memphis version of him, which would still be fun. Excuse me. Blake, Mayflex Soups and Mezco Comic Soups are both really great figs. I agree with him. You can't go wrong with either one of them, but you can always have great Superman figures, right? Ren says Todd needs to do a classic Captain Marvel and Marvel family. I'd buy them too. Probably a little bit more than $1. I kind of like the suits from the Atomic Skull 2-pack. I thought that was just this one repainted. At least I thought that's what it was. Let me see here, because I thought that's all that figure was. Let's do a quick check. Huh. I did a basic search for Atomic Skull, figuring that would be the easiest way to track that figure down. Good grief. Okay. Let's try that all over again. Yeah, I think this is the... Could have just gone to Amazon and saved myself all the trouble. So this one is that Hush, the Action Comics body, I think. Let me take a deeper look at this here. It's Superman himself. Yes, this is that Action Comics Superman. It's just painted lighter. And it looks like the head sculpt is slightly painted differently. I think, yeah, the arms, it's just brighter colors than the original one. It's a nice looking figure though, so you're not gonna go wrong with it. But that's what that figure is. So if you don't want to go that route, you've got one, and I think that new one has a little bit more articulation. Oxlaw X, did y'all see the interview with Todd saying he's been knocking on Marvel's door, wants to do figures based on his artwork? That happens, they will destroy Hasbro quick. They'd probably not be able to do figures. Maybe he could do statues like all their other partners. But I don't know about figures. I mean, I guess they do have the Marvels or Diamond Select deal, but I think they're fine folks. Their partners at Hasbro would not be happy with that. So probably won't be able to happen. Green Man. Yeah, the good thing about the DC figs, they just heat them up and swap parts easy. Yeah, I thought that could work. Okay. Blake, I'll probably do the Mayfex. I like the longer body type and not having to worry about not posing him and ruining his cloth suit. There is that too. Henry, hey, Jeff, little out of the blue with this one. What figure do you regret passing on or selling off? For me, it's canceling my pre-order for Storm Collectibles Mike Tyson, both versions. It would have been not getting the Storm Collectibles Terry Bogard when he was originally on sale. I think he was like $70, and I was like, get him. But I went like, oh, I'll ask for him for my birthday. And he was not one of the gifts selected on the birthday wheel of potential presents, and then he got sold out. I was like, the window is closed until it opened, but he would have been my number one choice. Storm Muhammad Ali as well. Did you get the Mattel version? Because he's still available on the website, and I don't think there's a huge drop off from the Storm Collectibles version to the Mattel one. DJ Jedi, they actually did make a Super 7 Doom. It sold out immediately and currently goes for silly amounts on the aftermarket. I'm hoping for a Quasimodo to join mine on the shelf. I'd like to see what that picture looks like. All right, so let's see here. Talked about him. Oh, now for more wrestling conversations, for all y'all that love wrestling like me, Mattel finally announced a release date for this 2-pack from the Coliseum Collections. We're getting George the Animal Steel and Roddy Piper, which looks like is going to be the best Roddy Piper figure we've ever gotten. I mean, the cloth outfits look great with this one. The head sculpts are tremendous. I mean, this is happy face looking Roddy Piper before he's growing his hair out. This is obnoxious. I'm going to annoy the whole crowd. Piper head sculpt. And then we got the smirking one. I mean, head sculpts are great. This posing for George Animal Steel is dead on. I mean, that's great. And he comes with a turnbuckle that's ripped open. Comes with mine, of course. And I love that you could do that. That's really cool. The smirky head sculpt for Piper, it's probably going to be my default one for him. But that's really good. I'm excited to see them finally up and ready for us to get them in 6 more days. December 7th, we'll get them. So that's exciting. And then, of course, we got the Heart Foundation coming right after that. So good stuff. David Thanos, I like that Ty is continuing that vampire line. The Robin looks awesome. I would love a vampire Catwoman. I'm trying to remember the storyline if she did, but I guess she did. Henry G, yes, I did get the Mattel Creators exclusive Muhammad Ali 2-pack. How do I get this? Which this? I got lost in our chats. Jamelin, No, they did them in reaction, but I meant ultimates. I don't think they've done that yet. Did the reaction figures going for crazy money? That's jeez. There's some lines where it's like, gosh, because the reaction figures always turn me off with their higher price point. It's like, no, I won't be doing that. Is that a wrestling hoodie or is it Power Rangers? It's so interesting that y'all are thinking this is a Power Rangers one. So it's a Thanos one. So see the gauntlet on the sleeve, and they're actually different sleeves. So you see the cuff, hopefully, of Thanos, and then the Infinity Gauntlet piece there. So the gems, the stones there. Renegade Biker. Jeff, was there ever a Battle of the Billionaires set of figures like Bobby Lashley, Maga, McMahon, Trump, and Stone Cold Steve Austin? The video is hilarious. No, they did not make that. I think this was before Trump became Trump. And so I think their window on that closed, and I don't think they're going to go revisit it anytime soon. David Thanos, love the Piper. Don't forget the Monday Night War Ultimate Piper also. They should have put Mr. Wonderful with Piper. I don't understand why they went with Steel. Like, that was a really odd choice because with Orndorff, you could have done your WrestleMania 1 main event and in a 2-pack. You've already got the Ultimate Mr. T, the Ultimate Hulk Hogan. I don't understand why they went with him. And Orndorff could have worked both ways. He could have been a face or a heel. And it was a really odd choice. I'm fine with getting Steel, but hopefully we get Orndorff real soon in this Ultimate Edition line, because him having butterfly shoulders to sink in that pile driver even more would be awesome. Hey Jeff, did you see Mayfec's Riddler? I did, and he's definitely accurate to his Hush look. I'm not sure if I want that look, but I've really been enjoying the Mayfec's DC figures, and I could see myself getting this one. I was looking on Big Bad Toy Store's site to see, because I think just the other day it popped up really fast. So yeah, here he goes. There I go. And here, so this is what he looks like here. And he's a pretty basic suit because he doesn't have all the fun colors and question marks of the other one. And he didn't come with a whole ton of stuff. Of course, he's got the great head sculpts, the mischievous, I'm smarter than you, Batman head sculpts. Got some money. He's got a bag of money. He's got his cane. I wish there were a little bit more detail, but yeah, I feel like at 99, he's going to be one that I can play a little roulette with and wait for his sale, because I feel like he's probably not $100 worthy figure, especially when you compare him to, say, like the Steel or the Hush Superman. But when he's down to, say, 64, I'll grab him because I think he looks good enough to go on that price, but I can wait him out a little. Jalen, Jeff, you need a Flex Cabana hoodie. It's next on the list. Kendrick wants to know, what would you want for future waves from Powertown? Like maybe Mike, Eddie Graham. Funny that you mentioned that. I just watched the Eddie Graham Memorial show where Dusty fought Flair, Raging and Ravishing took on the Road Warriors, and Mike Graham took on Dory Funk Jr. So for Wave 3, I mean, they mentioned them. So I want to see the Rock and Roll Express. I'd love to see them in the line, pair them up with Magnum. Who else would make a lot of sense? David Von Erich. So I guess I need some heels to throw in the mix, bounce it out. Let's see. Who would make sense on the heel side of things? Kevin Sullivan would be a good one. He could fit in fighting anybody. I'd love for them to go further into world class. So Gino Hernandez, Chris Adams. Wouldn't I be upset with a Terry Taylor? Maybe Iceman King Parsons. But let's go with the AWA head, since we got to get some AWA love in there too. Jerry Crusher Blackwell. Maybe Ken Patera from that era. I mean, there's lots of choices. Way more than 6. But I think the sky's the limit if they keep coming out with more figures and putting them out more frequently. DJ Jedi, best McFarlane Superman to date. Hoping there's a yellow shield on the cape. Yeah, because this one does not have it. And it's weird because I think it's gotten some weird effects. Maybe you all can see how the red on the cape has kind of got this weird hue where it's sort of been washed out in some areas. Maybe that's because I have the way I have them displayed, but we'll figure that out. David says, I think Snuka would have been ideal, but we know that won't happen. I wonder, maybe they would because they don't have the same attention as a Mattel, and they maybe get away with it. Kendrick, that Riddler figure looks like Robin Williams. He does. If you guys have not, I definitely recommend Batman '89. They did a comic book with the screenwriter for the Tim Burton films. He did that, and with artist Joe Quinones, I believe is how I say his last name. Really good artwork, really resembled the actors from the film. And they just released a sequel that started Tuesday called Batman Echoes. And this time they've fan casted Madonna as Dr. Q, a talk show host who, if you're a Batman fan, you can probably figure out who Dr. Q is. But it's Madonna in the Tim Burton universe. So that's kind of fun. And just like Batman '89, this was a really good read. So definitely check that one out. Kelly Cox DJ, Jedi, really hope that Superman has the yellow on the cape. Me too. Patrick Peluso, hope I said your last name properly. Hey, how are you? Have they done an Abdullah the Butcher figure? They have, from Jax. It's been a long time, but he's probably the one figure that they could get away with that version, because he doesn't need a ton of, doesn't need a ton of movement and articulation. He's just rolling out there. Abdullah doing his thing. Here's some images for you of the Jax Abdullah the Butcher figure, and I mean, he's right there. We really don't need more. They even included cloth pants with him, so he would work just fine. And he's a guy with his physique. I think this version is just fine. We don't need to see anything else with him, and he's solid. I probably need to go back and get him because I don't have him in the collection anymore, but that'll work. I don't think they've done a John Wick yet, Snake Eyes. We need the classic tag teams. Please bring the Road Warriors to Power Town. That would be a huge gift for them. And if they were to get the Road Warriors, I wonder if they'd do them in AWA style. Kid, that was a good Batman miniseries. I didn't know if they were doing another one. Yeah, it was. And I was really happy because I didn't remember it was getting a sequel too. So definitely check that out. It was a lot of fun. All right, for a wind down, I just needed to show y'all this ridiculous figure that looks amazing and definitely needs to get considered added to the list of figures that I'll be checking out later. Because, Captain Rex, Hot Toys from Ahsoka, which is basically Clone Wars. And this figure looks great. Not a ridiculous price in terms of Hot Toys. And I remember back in the day, they weren't this expensive. They were actually just like $200 was the breakpoint for them. But here he is from my affiliate Sideshow Collectibles. So, of course, you can get this figure. He's $260 there. So definitely go the Sideshow route so you don't have to pay that extra bit of change that our good friends at Big Bad Toy Store are charging. But really solid figure. Love all the detail on the armor. That's really cool. This one doesn't look like it has the removable helmet like the previous one, but it's a really nice looking figure. Here's some more close-up shots of him. He looks really cool. And gotta have him. This is all the accessories. I feel like that's a little bit light, but it's really cool. Still, you get the two different helmets. You get the phase 1 and phase 2 armor parts, so you can shift him up a little bit more and make him exactly the way you'd like. And just a fun looking figure. So this is phase 1 look for him. So you can go that route if you want to. And then this is your phase 2 look, as you can tell from the more stormtrooper oriented helmet. But really nice addition to the line. Very happy to see him. Kelly, John Wick figures. Oh, my wallet. Because I apparently don't love your wallet either. I got to show you this because this will, the immortal words of the DOC, blow your mind. We've got 2 figures from John Wick Chapter 4. And I think you're going to want to get these if your wallet can afford them. Special edition, same price, $270. But check this sucker out. I mean, the likeness is awesome. And he's got swappable hair pieces, so you go like he's in super action. And he has so much in terms of articulation of accessories. He's got the bow and arrow. He's got his revolver from the end, nunchucks, got a sword, got a super gonna blow you out shotgun. No flaming effects though, but you can imagine that. So you can do that iconic scene from the movie. That scene that just had me going, oh my goodness. You see the hair looks really great, and you can take the jacket off so you get the full final battle look. Really cool to see. And then, oh yeah, you need a companion piece. We got you covered. We got Kane too. Donnie Yen likeness, and he just looks really cool. I hope they do more of these figures because I want more of John Wick Chapter 4 characters from Hot Toys, and these look really good. He's got the revolver too, as you can see. So lots of options with Kane, the main man, the main antagonist, if you will. If you like to paint him that way, I don't. He's just caught up in a bad situation, but Kane is there, man. Oh my, Madonna's an action figure. In that case, might as well have a Sean Penn figure or Madonna in her Like a Virgin video. For the Republic, Captain Rex does look amazing. Is that different from the Clone Wars version with the Ahsoka markings on the helmet? Uh, yes. I'm trying to remember. I don't think Captain Rex had that. But let me see here. Let me go back so I don't tell you wrong. I can find that out myself and see without just trying to rely on my memory. Okay, so let's see. Here we go. This is the previous Captain Rex figure, which is still available. You can still get this guy. And he's got a lot more grime. He's seen a lot more of the battlefields and the wars, in the Clone Wars. So let's see here. Does he have it? So, like I said, this one has a removable helmet. So you can get that look for Rex. And really great posability on this one. And that's something that I'm a little sketchy sometimes with my Hot Toys figures. But look at the paint work. I mean, this is really good too. You see the more pictures. I want to say yes. So there's him with Captain Cody. He does have the Ahsoka Mark helmet. So you were right. He does have that, so you can rock that full look. And then if you have an endless amount of money and or amazing Photoshop skills, you can do this shot, which is really cool and awesome. So yeah, you can do that. Today we fight for more than the Republic. Today we fight for all our brothers back home. Captain Rex and John Wick do look awesome after them. Hasbro's got major comments. 80s kid, I don't think they're the same. I mean, one is like a 200 plus, 250 plus figure. The other is a $20 figure. So the 250 plus figure needs to look a lot better than the Hasbro $20 one. That said, we need a $20 Rex figure, a $25 Rex figure to get back on shelves because I kind of need that figure. David, I'll wait for the Diamond Select versions of those Wick figures. They're going to be a lot cheaper. All right, well, everybody, thanks so much for hanging with me on this Thursday night. And I hope you have an awesome Friday. As we go into the weekend, maybe there'll be some more figure news. If there's anything really amazing and really awesome, I'll be back on here. Remember to check on the dashboard because I'm posting all of the sales of figures. They're pretty much daily at this rate. I don't know if you guys saw, but the Power Man from the latest Marvel Legends wave was $17.49 earlier today. I see that he's back to regular price, but as soon as I see those prices go down, I'm going to post them on the dashboard so you can check them out there. That way you can take advantage if you haven't gotten those figures. For now, though, thank you so much for hanging out with me on this Thursday. Hope you all have a great end of the week and an awesome weekend. And I'll be back next week for sure for Lyle's Movie Files on Wednesday, and back again a week from now for another edition of Lyle's Figure Files. For now, this edition of Lyle's Figure Files.